We're back.
We're back.
Back in the studio. Actually, I'm excited, Scott, to be back in the studio. You know, I'm only away from it for a couple of weeks, and I actually miss it. I miss sitting next to you.
You do?
I do. Everybody, I miss it.
I feel rested.
And revived and everything.
I feel great.
Now,
but I missed you too.
You do. See,
Yeah.
I'm a likable enough guy. Now, before we get on to the whole Paula Deen saga, we got to start out with this. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or you guys have kept up with this, but over the last 4 years, they've had the air sex championships that kind of turned out air sex.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait, like air guitar? Like they have the air guitar?
You know how they have the air guitar? It kind of evolved from that, and so now they have these air sex championships.
Are these people naked?
No, the people are clothed. Okay, but they're performing, they're acting out sexual acts on stage, like they could act like they're getting fellatio, they could act like they're having sex, and they're judged. And it's kind of in a comedic manner, so it's actually funny as shit. And you can go online and find it, but they have the 4th annual Air Sex Championships.
Now, where was this?
It was in New York City. You guys could go see, the 4th annual one was held in Manhattan at, the Cutting Room in Manhattan in New York City. And, but the thing that got my attention on the whole article was the winner was Jam Out with My Clam Out.
Of course, that got your attention.
Jam Out with My Clam Out won it. Now, there's always, some of the rules are you've got to have an imaginary partner that's got to be simulated on stage, and you've got to simulate an orgasm. Okay, so those are some of the...
Did you eat clams on vacation?
Did I eat clams on vacation? Yeah, I ate a lot of clams on vacation. But Scott's got a dirty mind.
No, I know you went somewhere like beachy, so I figured
Look
you
into
ate
the camera. Oh, yeah. But yes, I clammed out. Yes, I definitely clammed out. And now it's got to the point where there's a 14-city tour, and it ends up with the championship.
Are you coming to our city?
I don't know, but I will go see Jam Out with Your Clam Out if they come to our city because it looks fucking hilarious. It looks entertaining, and the woman Jam Out with Her Clam Out, how she won. She came out dressed up like an old woman,
like a granny, and
there was 3 female judges, and they base it on how. If it's got to be kind of funny, it's got to be good. It's got to be original.
Like a little story.
Like a story.
Yeah.
And she was this old woman. She dressed up like a granny. She comes out and her husband had died. And so how she revived him was that she started reviving him through his penis.
Oh, wow.
She was like jerking him.
She took her granny teeth
out. Then she took her granny teeth off and blew him until he revived. And that whole skit got her the grand prize as the winner. So she became the winner. But I just found that very entertaining. So entertaining that if it does come to my town,
I will go see it.
I seriously, I will go see it. I'm not just bullshitting you people. I will go see it. You go see it?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to.
Let's get a whole bunch of people, man. I mean, we get...
We'll talk about it on the show.
Exactly. Now, Sky.
Yes.
I know sometimes you don't like Street Slang 101, and I felt a little bit sorry for you. I had time to think about this on vacation, and I felt sorry for you. So, you know what? I decided this week that I would give Sky the opportunity to do True or False again.
Because I suck at it. But True or False, I'm really good.
That sounds smart. I suck at it. As she has the mic up to her mouth like that. Anyway, I have my answers right here for True or False, right here.
Ooh, I like it.
Now,
all right.
You guys feel free to participate if you will. The first one.
Okay.
True or False?
Okay.
There are 249 ways to make change for a U.S. dollar. The question is, there are 249 ways to make change for a U.S. dollar.
False.
You're right. There's actually 293 ways. That means you can
See, I knew that. I knew that.
You just knew it was a lot more combinations.
I knew it was 290. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. No. Now, next question, true or false? March 14th is Save a Spider Day.
All right, I'll say true because there's actually people that care about spiders and want to save the little critters.
Yeah, that's why I hate this fucking game. You got it right again. You're 2 for 2. See, she always gets true or false right.
Because some people love spiders, but spiders keep bugs away.
March 14th is Save a Spider Day, everybody.
All right, I'll try not to kill one on that day because I don't like spiders.
Don't kill a spider on March 14th. It's bad luck. Mark the shit on your calendar. Okay. Japan is made up of more square miles than Florida.
False.
It's true. And you know what? I thought this was false, too. Because when you see Japan on the map,
it's teeny.
It's teeny. And I thought Florida's big.
Oh, maybe because Florida has so much unused land. Is that why?
Well, no.
It's like swamp.
It is actually, Japan is almost 3 times the size of Florida in square miles.
Really?
Yeah, it's just because it's an island and it's kind of away and it's sitting in the middle of the Pacific, and you see Florida connected to the states, and you don't realize really the land mass of Japan. Wow. It's almost 3 times the size of Florida. I did not know that.
I learned something new today.
So you are now 2 for 3.
Okay.
4.
Ooh.
Do bananas get sunburned?
No.
Yes, it's true. I knew I could get on this one. Bananas get sunburned. If you guys have ever looked at bananas and you see they get those brown spots on the outside, those are sunburned.
They are?
Yeah, when they're hanging, not when they break.
So they have to be picked before a certain time so that I don't get damaged?
Yep, they get sunburned.
What's going to happen to the inside when they get sunburned?
I don't know. I didn't get that far into the question, Sky. I'm sorry.
Well, you should do your research.
I guess I was a little bit inadequate about bananas.
Okay.
Although I've got a banana that's not inadequate. Okay, number 5, right?
Is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
That's an anaconda in my pocket. But anyway, almonds.
We're really bad.
I know, we're really bad. It's because, you know what, we miss each other. We haven't been around each other in 2 weeks.
I didn't want to bother you on vacation.
It's okay. It's all right. Now, the last question. Question 5. You are 2 for 2. Now, if you get this question right, you'll be a winner. If you get it wrong, then you're a loser.
Oh, shit, man. You're putting me under pressure.
Almonds are part of the peach family.
Oh, shit. Why do you have to do that to me? I think it's one of those trick questions. But I'm going to say no.
Wrong! Yeah! Wrong. Almonds are part of the peach family.
I should have said yes, but I've never heard of that.
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yes. Mm-hmm. Got a little bit more about your peach. Just saying.
I'm going to have to do it.
All right.
All right. You know, speaking of research, all I've been hearing, I don't know if you've, and speaking of peaches,
yes.
Georgia peaches,
right.
The South. Do you like Paula Deen?
You know what? I never really followed her that much. I can honestly say that. I didn't know. I mean, I knew she had a cooking show. When I first learned about Paula Deen is when everybody was in uproar because she obviously was concealing her type 2 diabetes, and then she was advocating.
And she cooks with a lot of butter.
Like excessive butter and sugar in her recipes. And then the other guy, Anthony Bourdain, was pissed off at her because he's like, you know what?
Oh, he's one of these Traveler Channel.
Yeah. And he was basically... He was mad at Paula Deen because, and I agree with Anthony Bourdain on this, and then we'll get back to the other shit that Paula Deen's involved in. But he was mad because she was advocating the type of medicine she uses for her diabetes. Meanwhile, she cooks with all this fattening shit. She promotes all this fattening shit. She had these children's recipes that were fat as shit and had cheesecake in them. And then she's talking about what she uses for her diabetes, and she was signed on to that company. So she was profiting from that. And Anthony Bourdain didn't like any of that. He felt like she was really monopolizing, and she was being an opportunist. I mean, she was taking advantage of it and making money, and some people will frown on that, and some people say, hey, she was just trying to make a quick dollar. I thought that was a little shitty. Okay. This new shit that's going on, I mean, you're going to have to, I mean, it's just...
Yes, Paula Deen, I've been watching her on the Food Network for years.
Right.
She's very charming and funny. She's got that little southern accent. She cooks the most outrageous things that you look at and you're like, holy shit, I'd love to eat that, but I'll fucking grow 6 inches in my waist if I do.
Right.
But anyway, she has started cooking a little bit lighter after the diabetes thing came out. One of her sons has a cooking show that's like healthy cooking. Okay. Anyway, Paula Deen's always been very well liked.
Right. I would say that, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, she has a restaurant down in Georgia called Uncle Bubba Seafood and Oyster House. Okay. Because she's a southern
That's
gal.
The one that she owns actually with her brother.
She owns it in Savannah, Georgia with her brother. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now she and her brother are being sued by this woman named Lisa Jackson. She's suing them for $1.2 million because she's claiming that they are a bunch of racists and were harassing her, sexually harassing her.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. All this stuff, I mean, this woman, Lisa Jackson, apparently turned this restaurant around in like a 5-year period. The restaurant wasn't doing too hot, apparently. She came in and she had claimed that Paula Deen's brother
was sexually harassing her
and
making comments saying, hey, asking for pornographic pictures of her.
Right.
but then also saying some really racist things about President Obama, dropping the N-bomb,
just saying fucked up shit, and
that was making her really upset.
But she stayed on staff, and then she got fed up with it because she kept reaching out, talking about these things to people, and it wasn't heard, and then she just finally said, fuck it, I'm
suing him. So also she came out and said that Paula Deen had made some comments, about African American people, comments about it.
Now, what was the one
thing came out?
There was one thing about a party. Now, this is the thing people are saying, because a lot of people don't know exactly what's going on. A lot of people are like, when I first heard it, and you would think I would be the person most offended by this. Like, I hear somebody dropping an N-bomb or some woman like Paula Deen, I'm like, fuck her. But I always like to hear what everybody's side is. There's two sides to every story. And as I heard, I was like, well, you know what? Paula Deen's from the South. It doesn't make an excuse for it, because believe me, I'd be the first person to be like, what a fucking bitch. Stop saying that shit.
Yeah.
But everybody, the way you were raised, in some degree, it's just being ignorant, because you're raised a certain way in a certain environment, and you don't know any different. And then as you mature, as you get older,
like, wait a minute, this is not right.
This isn't right.
No.
And you kind of grow out of that. So I thought she was being put under fire for something she had done a long ago in the past.
Well, but the story goes a little deeper.
It goes a little deeper. Apparently, there's some more recent things that she's done.
This woman said that Paula Deen had made some comments. They were catering a party, and Paula Deen was like, I'd really love if the wait staff, were a bunch of bleep
niggers.
I'm not going to say it. I want them to wear some long sleeve white shirts and black shirts, little black bow ties. Like in the Shirley Temple days when they used to tap her out. That's what this woman said. Paula Deen said. Okay,
right.
So that really upset her. So she's suing them now.
Right.
So they are in court now, and they're in deposition. So they're asking them all these questions. Well, of course, while Paula Deen is under oath, now they're putting her
on the spot.
On the spot, and they're like, "Listen, Paula, have you ever used the N-word?"
Mm-hmm.
Well, so she's under oath, so she
had to admit to it.
Yeah.
She admitted to it.
So she said, yes, I did.
Now, she was on the Today Show today, and she was crying and saying some things, and obviously everybody, you got to understand, she's going to plead her case, and some of the things she said made a lot of sense. There was even an African American, law teacher, and I might have this wrong, in Columbia University, that almost in some sense came to Paula Deen's defense. Said, it's the time she was raised in and whatever. And that's fine. That makes an excuse for it back years ago.
Yeah.
But if she's doing some of these things that this woman in this lawsuit is claiming, and this has happened as early as a year ago, couple years ago, then it's fucked up.
About people that way.
Yeah, like I want to have a bunch of kids, a bunch of niggers running around dressed up in monkey suits and shit like that. That's gonna.
It's very messed up.
It's very messed up, and it's telling us that she hasn't got away from her roots, and she's still looking down on a particular group of people, and
that's really fucked up.
And I'm going to tell you what, it's really fucked up, and everybody out there, there are going to be some people who are like, I don't give a fuck, because we all know there's racists everywhere. There's so much of that stuff that still exists, and you see it on places like YouTube, or people where they can hide behind their computer screen and make comments that are just full of bigotry, But the thing is that, let me tell you something, networks or the Food Network, they don't want to touch your ass. If you do say something, or just everybody, they drop you. Yeah. They don't want to touch you or be near you, or they don't want to hear what you have to say about it. They're like, hey, you know what? We're done. Fuck it.
But here's the thing.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's right, and it's horrible if she thinks about people that way. But how about this? Okay, here's this woman that's well-known, that's famous, that's very well-liked. Mm-hmm. She's being sued. All this ugliness is coming out that's saying, hey, while we have her in the spotlights, let's dig a little deeper and get some more shit on her.
Right.
Have you ever said the N-word ever in your life?
Right.
How about if you ask any person that's on the spot, have you ever said this? Have you ever said that?
Yeah.
So,
it's hard when you're in a deposition, and I've been there. It's hard when you're on the spot to think. Yeah. But if someone asked me that, and I was telling Sky this before the cameras came on, they said, Kevin, have you ever used a derogatory? I would have been like, at some point in time during the course of my life, I have said almost anything that you could imagine derogatory in a more comical type manner.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used it being an African American person.
You're better than someone
I've never used it feeling like I'm an elitist. I've never used it to hurt someone or to do something. But I've said things
in a joking way.
In a joking manner.
So have I.
Yeah, and it could be directed at the wrong person. I mean, it could be a white person, and I could say, how you're driving like shit, you black bastard.
I know. What I'm saying about her is, since she's already on the spot and she's under oath, let's ask her if she's ever done this or done that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like now they're looking for even more.
Well, the thing is, she's under deposition, remember?
Yeah.
For case. And the thing is this woman's making accusations about something that happened. She's claiming it happened more recently.
Yeah.
So when she's saying that, in a deposition, they're going to start one way or another. So they're going to say, okay, is this woman denying it? Now, if this woman says, yeah, then they're going to dig deeper. So the attorneys are going to have a certain way of questioning you and to try to they're going to be very methodical about how they question you to pick you apart. And they can go way back and stuff and say, well,
they did.
To this.
Well, basically, she was crying on the Today Show because she did admit to using the N-word to her husband.
Right.
She was working at a bank in the 60s when she was a young lady.
Right.
And she was held up at gunpoint by an African-American man.
Right.
So she said that she used the N-word
to
her
husband. That nigga robbed me. Look, you can go ahead and laugh. She went home and said, that fucking nigger robbed me. And I'm going to tell you what right now. I would have went home and if the black man put the guy, I'd be like, fucking nigger robbed me too. I mean, I think anybody would have said it. But Paula Deen.
I think we should just label this the N-word show.
Sometimes you get a hall pass on shit like that.
Are we going to bleep this shit out?
I'm not bleeping shit out because we pay half the news and you're going to fucking get shit unedited. But you know what? There are always situations where people say things and I don't know if this is the case for Paula Deen. I don't think it is. But I think where people are going to say things because I know I'm going to be like, that black motherfucker robbed this shit. I mean, I'm going to say something probably derogatory and not think twice about it because you're scared, you're frustrated, you're mad, you're feeling a lot of emotion, so it just comes out. But
you know what? I don't agree with her, not to cut you off. I mean, I don't like that she did that, but I still like her cooking.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like her cooking.
I think a lot of cooks. I think she's funny.
I agree with you. I think a lot of people like her cooking. A lot of people, it's going to be a sad thing because she was very successful and she's probably a hard worker.
Yeah.
But this mistake or the way she conducted herself, if this girl is right and the girl that's suing them and making these accusations, these more recent accusations about Paula Deen, if this girl's right, then it's sad that she didn't learn how to get rid of that part of her history and learn how to just, do away with some of the racial slurs she was saying. Anyway.
I'm hot and sweaty.
I'm hot and sweaty as shit, too. Anyway, I tell you who was hot and sweaty a few years back. That was the Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton
was some juicy, hot, sweaty.
Put some of that fan stuff over
Woo! Doesn't that feel good?
Yeah, it does feel good.
Does that cool you off?
It does cool me off. She was cooling off Bill Clinton,
so
apparently.
Monica Lewinsky back in the news, people, back to trending. What the hell's going on?
The thing is that they're auctioning off a bunch of her products. I mean, this lingerie she had. They're auctioning off some of this steamy letters she had to Bill Clinton. Keep it going, Scott. Keep it going. And you know what? I don't really give a fuck. How about that? I don't really give a fuck.
Okay, but wait a minute. What are they auctioning off? Because I know that people auction off
her black line, a black negligee she had.
Ooh, juicy.
There's some other things, and they're being auctioned off by the Nate D. Sanders auction house. Okay, and that's great. I'm sure they're going to get a lot of money for these items. But the funny thing that I found surprising about this story was not the shit, because I could give a fuck about the whole Monica Lewinsky. Bill
I know
Clinton.
it's over and done with. Okay.
I wanted to see. And I told Scott, I said, you know what? Let's find out which some of the most awkward and weirdest fucked up auctions there ever were. Items that were. So we made a top 5 list of the most crazy.
Did you know that Anna Nicole Smith's underwear was being auctioned off?
How much they sell for?
Well, I don't remember, but I read something and I heard it on the radio and they were saying they weren't clean.
Right. Ew.
I know.
That shit is foul.
I'm just telling you.
Well, I'm going to tell you the first item on our list.
Okay.
Was an F18 Hornet fighter jet. I don't know.
Holy shit! Like, where would you even park that shit?
This guy had bought one. He had bought one, and then he basically he had offered the plane to restore the plane for the people, and he had this thing, and he said he was going to, pay. He bought this plane,
Honey, let's go we're going to go down to Red Lobster. Hop in.
And then he said, you know what? Fuck it. The starting bid's going to be at $1 million for this jet, and this is a fucking fighter jet. And then he started doing everything, and the FBI was like, hold up. We just want to let you know that you can't fly this jet out of fucking U.S. airspace. You can't sell it to anybody overseas because then they have the plans on how this jet is, So, when anybody if there's a war type situation, always the soldiers dispose of any of the helicopters, the planes, they blow them up. So they're like, you know what? You can't sell this shit. unless you keep it in the States. And so at that point, the bid was up. But at one point or another, this F-18 Hornet fighter jet was on auction, and the starting bid was $1 million.
That's insane.
Yes. Now.
Well, my girl, her shit is being auctioned too.
Who's your girl and what's her shit? Her ass?
It's Britney, bitch.
You know, everybody. Sky's got
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not even going to hide it. I love Britney Spears, all right? And I sing along in the car when I drive.
Oh, God. Feel sorry
I
for
do.
you, man. Right.
Anyway.
So what was being auctioned? What was her?
Britney Spears' hair.
Her implant?
Okay? So what happened was, remember when she went a little cuckoo?
Yes.
She went crazy and went into that hair salon and shaved her head?
Right.
Well, the hair salon's like, shit, man. Let's earn some money on this.
Opportunist.
Let's gather all this fucking hair and put it on eBay.
Which makes a lot of sense.
So, starting bid, $1 million.
Wow. Did it sell? What happened?
Fuck no. It
Not
said
just
sold,
no, everybody.
Fuck no.
Fuck.
It said violation.
Right.
I don't know.
Because Britney Spears, do you remember what? I remember this story. She went in a fucking uproar about it.
Oh, she was hitting shit with umbrellas and
Yeah, she was
stuff.
going crazy about it. And
I know.
she got it off, and so they were not allowed to do it. Now,
Anyway.
I have something for you that went to auction and sold for a lot of money.
Wow.
Was
what?
the original Hollywood sign. The original Hollywood sign.
Wow.
The one that says Hollywood.
Wasn't it
in the
falling
hills.
apart?
It was falling apart, and they said, we're going to sell it.
That
we're going to auction
cool,
it.
though, in the backyard.
Yeah,
Lit
you
up?
have a big
How
ass
cool would
backyard.
that be?
Yeah.
Wait, how big are those letters?
I'm not sure. They're huge, though.
Oh.
I mean, you
I
could
thought
see
you
them
could
from the
just-
side of a mountain.
I
you
thought
know?
you could slap it in the backyard. That would be cool.
But in November of 2005, they put that shit up for auction. Starting bid, $300,000. Sold, $450,000. The sign almost sold for $500,000.
Wow.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And who bought it?
They bought it on eBay. The original 1923 owner sold it on eBay. I'm not sure who bought it.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guess what else?
Top mine.
In May 2006,
Mhm.
I can top this. Guess
Okay.
what was up for auction?
What?
New Zealand.
Oh, the country.
Yeah, the whole country with everybody on it and in it. And
Some idiot
a
was trying to
citizen
sell
of
it.
Australia attempted to sell the country of New Zealand in May 2006. All right. He put it up starting bid at a 1 cent. Okay.
Right.
It went all the way up to $3,000 before someone was like, wait a minute.
I'm here
You
right
can't
now.
just sell a country.
Right.
Nobody agreed to this. What?
I'm just
So I
here
took it
right
down.
now to let you know that people in New Zealand, you should be sad because your country has no value. If the bid only got up to $3,000, no one was willing to pay more than $3,000 for your whole
No.
entire country. Sad as shit. Now, the last one was a strange auction. That was in 2007. Okay, and it was a group of 4 men from Australia.
Okay.
All right. And these guys were basically saying they were going to give you a weekend of promise with beer, snacks, and a bunch of
Promise?
funds. Yeah, like
What kind of promise?
like they were going to have beer, snacks, and a lot of laughs. Just 4 guys to hang out with and go crazy with, have a crazy weekend with. And they put themselves up for bid. Okay.
Okay.
And they started at a penny.
Do Australians have like a reputation of being more fun than?
I'm not sure, Mike.
All right.
I don't know, but maybe they knew a little bit more about
But
the outfit.
wait a minute, but doesn't that happen? Don't people like auction off their virginity and like how
People auction
about
off their-
you call an escort? Isn't that like the same
Yeah.
thing?
Well, these people were like, "Fuck it, we're just going to auction off fun."
Okay.
And you know
Fun.
what? Someone said, "Fuck it,"
And
they
did?
Yeah, and they had the 4 guys successfully sold themselves off for $1,300. You know,
Holy
for a unique
shit.
weekend. Now, let me tell you something. I don't know the details of it, but if they had to go somewhere,
Yeah.
then basically that person who bought them would have to fly them out there for the weekend.
Oh,
so they got
shit,
like a
that's
free vacation.
expensive.
So that was a smart way. Think about it. You and I could be like, hey guys, if you guys want, Kevin and Scott to come out and party with you for the weekend, we don't
You
care
know
if you're in
what?
France.
Let's put it out there.
Yeah, we might
If
do that in 2014. Do a bid to party with Kevin and Scott.
Yeah, we'll come.
Yeah.
We'll come and
Got
we'll
it.
party with you, and you could be on the show. We'll film live from wherever we are.
You just have to pay for travel expenses
Yeah.
and food, and both of us can throw down. Because
Yeah.
you eat, I can eat.
Yeah, food. That's a big part of it, guys.
Right. Yes.
Food. We like to eat.
And desserts. Anyway.
Guess what time it is?
I don't know.
It's time for you to be big.
I
Did you
know.
miss that? Yes.
I did
All
miss it.
Make a choice, bitch. Time.
Make a choice.
trying to open my paper
Right.
and a little-
She's getting delirious because let me tell you something. It is hot as shit in the studio. Anyway.
Whew.
Whew.
It's hot. We're giving off heat.
It's getting hot in
All right.
here. So take off my Okay, go ahead.
All right. Question number 1.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather watch a brand new movie that just came out in the movie theater,
Uh-huh.
like run right down the street and go see it, or
Mhm.
would you just wait for it to come out at home and watch it on DVD? in your pajamas?
I'd probably watch it on DVD in my pajamas.
You just wait?
Yeah, because, I mean, there's so many movies lately that have come out, and I've really had an interest, like Superman and like World War Z, and I've yet to run out to the theater to see them.
Really? You know, it's expensive to go to the movies.
It just gets to be so fucking expensive. It's a hassle, and, you know, they're on DVD like 2 weeks later.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true. That happens pretty quick.
Yes.
All right, good answer.
Thanks.
Question number 2.
Good answer. Hi, it's my friend Sky the Robot. Good answer.
I can't even do the robot move. That's
Go ahead, try to do a robot for everybody. Look at you.
I just look drunk.
She's
All
like
right.
this, and her mouth is like this.
I know.
Okay, go ahead.
We're having way too much fun over here. Kevin, would you rather have skill or talent?
Huh? What about if you got skill and talent? Sure.
No, man. You
How
gotta
about
pick,
me and you?
You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one.
Skill or talent? God, I mean, I think that's the same thing. I mean, I would probably rather have.
I don't think it is.
I would rather have skill.
Really? You got some mad skills?
Yeah, I mean, skill. If you have skill, you put them to use. I mean, talent can sit back and
sweaty, man.
Yeah, I know. It's because my skill and talent is right near you.
Yeah.
I know you probably wish I had skill to fan your ass off right now. Yeah.
All right, question number 3.
Yes.
Would you rather never wear your favorite color ever again? Or never get to eat your favorite food again?
Never favorite color.
I guess guys don't really care about colors,
I don't care about color.
right?
Yeah, favorite food.
If I could never wear pink again, that would be a problem.
Yeah, I know. I could tell that. Or it would be a major problem for someone like you.
It would.
Yeah. You would
I
practically
love
be in
pink.
mourning.
I would.
Yeah.
In
She'd
pink.
wear black because she couldn't wear pink. I don't mean to toot my horn, but beep beep. Go ahead.
What happened to you when you were on vacation?
Delirious because it's 900 degrees in the studio.
Wait, what happened to you on vacation? Holy shit!
I'm fired up.
Okay,
I have newfound energy.
Number 4.
Okay.
Would you rather truth or dare?
I'd rather dare.
Really?
Oh, hell yeah. Dare's always fun. The truth is lame. You tell everybody. Plus, I tell everybody my shit anyway. I'm like,
I wouldn't do dare because I'm such a wimp.
Yeah? No. I'd be daring all the time.
Somebody would dare you to do some crazy
I have a funny truth or dare story, but I can't tell you because the other friends that were involved, especially my buddy that was involved, would fucking probably drive down here and try to fight me right now. But it is fucking funny.
Really?
I swear, if enough people,
it must be good then.
It is a funny fucking truth or dare story. It is something that could be in a movie. That's how fucking funny it is.
Well, you better tell me off camera.
I'll tell you off camera. Anyway, I know everybody's gonna be like, Kevin, come on. Anyway, go ahead.
That's it, man. We're done.
Oh, guess what time it is? Fan me off a little bit. It is time for the movie quote. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Jonathan Kiernan, who quit. Oh, I'm bumbling over.
How quickly did he get it?
He was quick. He was really quick. He was really quick because I was on vacation and it came in my inbox. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, that's right, the movie quote. And Jonathan, congratulations you for correctly identifying James Keach quote in Vacation. Now, this week's movie quote, last thing of the show.
All right.
Here it is. The hiddenness of that foot will haunt my dreams forever.
Ooh.
Now, everybody, if you haven't subscribed to us over at iTunes, please take the time to do so. Please take the time to tell your mom, tell your dad, sister, tell your brother, tell your aunt,
friends.
tell your uncle, tell
and
your friends.
follow us on Twitter.
Right. Tell your sloth, tell your emu, tell all those bad boys. Yeah. Tell them. Subscribe to iTunes. If you don't, you're sleeping on us. We're out of here.
Bye.
Deuces.